Dark side, light this bitch up.
Good morning. Do I have something on my face? No. Oh, good morning. Woo. Hey, Voodoo. Good morning to you. Oh, that's a new picture. Hey, no one cares. Good morning. Good morning, Shantae. Yes, good morning. Yes, and I think you're the one who started the crew, the KR, and I like it. Good morning to the crew. I like that so much. Good morning, Miss Jones. Hey, Cheryl Burnett. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. It's always a pleasure to see you out and about doing your thing. Hey, Miss Toby. Good morning to you. T. Trisha, it's good to see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, I'll be going off the way I drop it. I had to have the camera off because I was over here. King Roman. He did a good job. I appreciate it. Good morning, Cash App and Bullshit. Good morning to you. Good morning, KER Vixen. Hey, Ali. Good morning to you, Ali. I hope you're waking up on the right side of the bed this morning, all positive and all good. And everything. Still my girl. Hey, Shantae. Voodoo, yes. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. We are Wednesday morning. Not too much has happened to me this week, but a lot of work stuff. Me getting into it with people at work. Duchess killed on that track. Yeah, he did. And I'm telling you, he did it in literally a matter of 10 minutes because after the live ended, he said, I'm about to send you something and you just gonna like it. And I'm like, okay. He said it. And I said, oh, how you do this that quick? So I appreciate him for doing that. I really, really do. So thank you all again for being here this Wednesday. I told you the CIAA is going on in town currently. And so I did go to one little private gathering last night, and it was cool. It's been a long time since I've been at one of those kind of events where you wear paraphernalia and stuff like that. So it's been a long time. I'm still very much so like, if I don't know you, we don't have to, I don't have to exchange information. So that was interesting. I don't think I'm gonna be going to too many more events because people just have this thing where they don't have to wear a mask. And I keep telling them, as the conversation I had last night, I was like, I mean, aren't y'all a little bit concerned the fact that people are coming from out of town, different places, and y'all, we're congregating and no mask on. So here I am sitting with a mask, and people are just talking to me without one on, and made it again look like I'm I got something. So whatever. But that was that. Hey, Miss Margot. Good morning to you, Miss Margot. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's get into some things this morning. So I'm just gonna run down my little list here. I didn't put it in no order today. I just said let me just go ahead. So first thing I do want to talk about is Cardi B, and Tasha K. I know everybody's heard about this. Are you a member of D9? Of course. The beginning, the beginning, of course. And every time this conversation comes up on YouTube, people are so like, and it's like I'm not even that kind of Greek. I'm the kind of Greek that has his letters, and that's that. Like, there's no debating me. There's no picking a fight. It is what it is. Any discussions about my organization, that's for you. That's not for me because I'm already here. So I didn't have any. It was more mature people last night. It was really a lot of females, a lot of deltas, um, some beautiful deltas. The K's came through. I can't say nothing else because the Q's were there. There is a new variant called stealth, and these people are playing. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And I was wrapped up. Good morning, Janae. Oh, wow, you're an Alpha Angel. We had those. I remember those. And HBCTQ, I got your email, and I wanted to hop on a panel, and I replied back to you with some questions, and I didn't get nothing back, but I would have definitely hopped on that panel to discuss. I think it was HBCU and the LGBTQ experience, and so I would have definitely hopped on that panel. So I'm sorry if the communication was a disconnect and a fail on my end, but I'm always down to do that kind of conversation. Can you cover the BB finale? I'm mad I had to catch the convo on replay. I'm gonna have to come back because I didn't add it to the list today. I'm gonna have to come back, but I will. I definitely will. So I wanted to talk about this. I know we already talked. Everybody's talked about how Tasha K is claiming that she doesn't have the $4 million to give Cardi B. Now, my 2 cents in all of this was, wasn't this the plan the whole time to have her in a position where she'll always and forever be in debt to Cardi B? I think that was the motive the entire time. If you ask me, if you ask my opinion, I absolutely think that was the motive. And so here we are. And so, Tasha K, of course, she's lying and talking about she has insurance and stuff to take care of things like this. But of course, she's going to the appellate court and the Supreme Court in the process right now. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't think that they'll lessen her blow, lessen the damages. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And then they'll become a point where Cardi B attorneys can request an audit of Tasha K's finances within like maybe 2 years down the road if she hasn't made any kind of payment, and then that will lead to how much are you making on YouTube? Then we'll get that kind of stuff. And I don't think Tasha K wants that kind of information being put out. So there'll be some kind of payment plan, payment arrangement. I don't think she has enough insurance that's going to cover this. I don't think she even knew about insurance at that time. So, but I just wanted to say that because a lot of people were like, well, she got to pay it. She got to pay it. Does she got to pay it? But it's more of a payment plan. Like, she ain't got to come up with the entire amount right then and there. The fact. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, because it's Thursday night, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch it because I want to see what Miss Hall gonna do. Tasha K is going to appeal this decision. I think she'll win. You think Tasha K will win the appeal? Really? But on what grounds? Because on almost every charge, she has no skin to. I'm trying to think, because appeals are all based on process. Like, what happened in the process that you can appeal on? Nothing factual. It can't be any of the evidence, any of that. So it has to merely be like she forgot to submit something, or she forgot to, or there was a witness that was heavily. Like, I'm trying to figure out what would Tasha K's appeal be grounded on, considering the outcome. Like, just another stupid stuff. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No. Thank you for listening this morning. You guys and these names, baby. No, you're not. Really, I think she will lose her appeal. She needs to be quiet until the matter is her. I'm telling you, what you want to add more attorney fees? Baby, I like the Roman the finale. I was going to say, isn't it Wednesday? Okay. All right. We'll get into it. It would be best for her to stop talking and work on getting her money together. And the big thing about this is she needs to get all of her contract negotiations. She needs to be contracting with, she needs endorsements. She needs to be tying her hands in so many things that will bring her income so that this becomes something of the past and she can be working on that. Like start developing some of these YouTubers and getting tied into some of their income, their revenue streams in the right way. Like unfortunately it didn't go so well with Storm Monroe, but I think that's the way to go as a big YouTuber. Because I've seen like a lot of the other versions like not Cosmo, what do they call it? The beauty sector. A lot of times they work together with each other, the Jeffree Stars and some of the producers or manufacturers of the industry. So makeup stuff. I don't really pay a lot of attention to the industry. I find it hard to stay track of everything that's going on. Star Marie. So what's going on with Star Marie? I think she should have taken over Wendy's show. So they were saying that. I saw that Wendy between really? Now that's an insult. Okay, Voodoo. Do you think that they won't work with her? Do you really think that was a possibility for Tasha K to assume the Wendy Williams show role? Like I don't see a connection. I don't see it at all. I think I would actually be turned off by them going so low. She's not, I know she's good for YouTube, but she's not developed enough to handle the conversations that come in the Wendy Williams seat. Do you know what I mean? Like, can you see her having a conversation with folks and she just got sued by Cardi B for lying and stuff? And then you see the kind of show Wendy Williams have. It would be an entire allegedly show. It should be called The Fake Show. Like, I don't know. That might be really, really weird. If I were Tasha K, I would pay Cardi $5 a month. Listen, but that's a payment plan. You got to base it on your income. And if she was to base it on her income, listen. Okay, Voodoo, Tasha K doesn't have that appeal. Me either. She's not. It would be like watching one of us on, I hate to say it, it will be like literally turn on YouTube on the TV. Like, oh, okay. Hey, Kayleen White, good morning to you. I can see her fit better than Sherri. Really? You don't like Sherri? I'm so happy for Sherri. We're going to get into that too. I'm so happy for Sherri. I really am. If she hadn't released Kelvin's Mistress, she might have been a real shoo-in. That would have pissed Wendy off. Tasha K being the one to take her role. Are you kidding me? Wendy would have rolled over. All of a sudden, her ankles would have worked. Baby, she would have been addicted no more. She'd have walked in there twirling across stage. She'd have been, I guarantee you, she would have been fine. You talk about Tasha K. No, sir. I'm not saying that I like her at all, but she is risky enough to be messy. I get you. And so her response was like, what was her response? Her response was like, I have my own show, and I'm doing fine, or something like that. I have my own show and we're doing fine and we're going to continue to grow. And like, she's a legend in the making. The Winos are a legend in the making, or some very narcissistic statement like that. And I just said, girl, do you at this point? It don't seem like, it doesn't appear like a lesson's been learned. Like, you should be going to the next level now. Like, look at Tamara Hall. Like, that's another level. Like, are you trying to do celebrity and gossip, or are you trying to be more surreal drama, hardcore topics? What, like, it's almost like, what do you want to do? Is this is your transitioning point? And I watched some of her videos after, like, the Cardi B stuff, just to see what was different. Did she give me an air of change? And honestly, I can say I feel like she's the same individual. She doesn't want to show face up front. She might have a couple of guidelines that she follows now, but I still feel like she's doing the same thing. And it's not like, she had the attorneys on there for all the women that were suing Trey Songz, and I'm just like, what is going on? Why are you continuously getting in the mess like this? So I don't know. Yes, she does, but she isn't grimy. Wendy's audience comes for Wendy in the mess. I really do watch for Wendy. Like it's gonna be really different for me to watch Sherri for Sherri, because Sherri's, in her little statement, she was really all about I'm funny, I want to laugh, and she made sure to note that Wendy Williams is the queen. I said, oh, they got a good PR team on this shit. Now am I just gonna get to the story? I might as well just get to the story. Fuck it. Now yeah, we just gonna get to the story. I ain't got no mess. We flowing today. Sherri gonna have to figure it out. I don't like see Wendy's fans rocking with her like they did Wendy, but they are. I said the same thing. I said no, they're not in the audience sitting there going Sherri, Sherri, Sherri. I'd have been yelling Wendy, Wendy, Wendy. Is it a done dollar for Wendy for the show wise? Debmar Mercury, but we're gonna talk about her response real quick. Tasha K is in a Tamra Hall. I'm just saying the look, you know what I'm saying? And that might be a better format for her to follow. We already see someone who, I don't know. I like Tamra Hall though. Those are big shoes to fill, and I'm not sure Sherri will go deep enough. She can host, but not like Wendy. Oh, they're gonna change the entire format of Sherri's show. Believe that. And Sherri let it be known that the show is going to be a different kind of format, because she said after this month, until her show comes on, she's only going to be on the Wendy show once a month. So she's not going to be there the entire time. And when she comes on, pay particular attention to the things that she is doing, that they're trying to hype the audience up around her to build, like, okay, this is the stuff she'll be doing on her show, and pay particular attention to the things that she's no longer doing that Wendy does. And you'll get to see that there's going to be, I mean, even, virtue of just it being Wendy Williams, she can't do everything like Wendy. So I'm telling you, facts are facts, America. Right. You can tell she was reading a teleprompter. Yes. So let's get to Wendy. So, but Wendy had a response. Wendy had her team craft up a response for her too after the whole video came out. And I said, all right, Wendy, who see you? I see you. So Wendy's response: it's been a challenging time for Wendy as she deals with her health issues. She is incredibly grateful to Debmar Mercury, to Sherri, and everybody else who has supported the show through this time. She, more than anyone, understands the reality of syndicated television. You can't go to the marketplace and sell a show that's the maybe Wendy show. She understands why this decision was made from a business point of view, and she has been assured by Debmar Mercury, listen, y'all, that should her health get to a point when she can host again. Now, this is the biggest part that I want everybody to listen to in her statement. So it says, and she has been assured by Debmar Mercury that should her health get to a point where she can host again, and should her desire be that she hosts again, that she would be back on TV at that time. And so Debmar Mercury, of course, is saying they left the door open to Wendy Williams whenever she wants to make a comeback in the future. And so she took the high road on her statement. However, there was so much to read between the lines. For example, Wendy, so it lets me know that Wendy lost the desire to host the Wendy Williams show, and we saw the decline of that shortly after everything with the Kelvin situation. And I didn't want to say that she doesn't want to do this no more, but you can kind of tell because she became so careless in some of the things she was saying. I remember that the kid that got killed from TikTok, and she was like, it was so nonchalant, like she had no emotional connection to it. And I could tell she was losing connection to why I'm doing this. Who am I doing this show for? How great it feels to be in this seat. It was more so, I'm here. Y'all want me here. I'm doing it. And you started seeing that. Then we go into the pandemic, and it's like she's doing it from home, and she even seems less engaged. Like, okay, I'm here. So her saying that in the statement and them putting that specifically in their desire to come back lets me know that, yeah, Wendy has made a decision that she is not interested in at least doing hot topics like this anymore. And you got to think about it. Hot topics is messy, it's beefy, it's all of that shit. And as you get older and mature, you begin to look at a lot of the opportunities and maybe a lot of the friends and experiences and moments in your own marriage and stuff that you may have lost due to your commitment, and her commitment being her show. And I do think this was a wake-up call for her. Now, there's been rumblings about her working closer with Kelvin to handle some of her business affairs. I hope the fuck not. I hope she ain't got that low. Now, I hope she's not. that would be to me like going back, like you are going backwards. So like man up, like on you got your son there to take, I guess, the reins of everything. So I don't advise you to go back working with Kelvin at all. Yes, there are some big shoes to fill. Um, hey, human hysteria. Good morning to you. This too much. Hey, this too much. I want the very best for Wendy. Been rocking with her since the radio, but I was personally getting tired of all her mess and antics, even when she was well. And I think she was getting tired of her own antics, to be honest with you. Like it, you know, you want to be celebrated, you want people to give you your flowers, you know, things like that. But a lot of times at her moments and when those things were happening, like when she got her start on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, it wasn't like a big celebrate. She didn't have all of, you know, Hollywood there. It was just literally her agents, Debmar Mercury, Kelvin, her son. It really wasn't. And I think she dwells on that. I think she wants to be celebrated. I think she wants to be all of that. And you can't be that way. And you have a messy talk show like this because people they cringe on that. Look how she did Nene. You know, and even that situation, I think that was a dig at her too, the way, you know, that sort of ended, and it was all for ratings. Like you literally was an asshole to Nene for ratings. Why? You know, so that would have been cute had she been 20, 30, you know, even 40. But you aging 50, 60, no one acts like that around 50, 60 unless they are got mad money. You know what I'm saying? You're not balling like that. And shit, Wells Fargo's trying to freeze your account. So I think she's realizing that a lot of the mistakes she's made throughout the years of her show, her health, you know, has made her this sort of person who's been isolated, you know. And she didn't want to do the show anymore. I can imagine celebrities stop wanting to, you know, sign up to be interviews. I can imagine how hard it became for the producers to say to Wendy, "Hey, Wendy, you know, we want to get all these people to come, but some of them are afraid you're going to ask this question, you're going to do this. So will you not ask this question?" And Wendy's like, "No, they don't come." You know, I'm sure it got to that point. If you've ever watched a behind the scenes of some of these shows, um, it's a two-way street. You know, they got a vibe off of you, and you got a vibe off of them. So not if Sherri's show is a success. Yeah, now that's another thing. See, I think now in the day and age where you can't even have a comedy tour without people getting offended, Wendy's show, sort of the format of it, ran its course. Like it's hard to be that salacious on primetime TV syndicated nowadays. It's hard. You can't say some stuff, you know, it's you know, we're getting all the way politically correct nowadays. So I can see them trying to have this next Wendy type show be comparable. Listen to me, comparable to the Kelly Clarkson show. If you ever watch that, it's very safe. She has celebrities on, but it's very centered around segments, just how Ellen's show was, how they built segments on each part of the show. So, you know, we'll talk about, you know, this part of the news, but we'll build segments on to make it interesting and funny. I see them doing that with Sherri, sort of whitewashing the show and not, you know, race, not any race thing, but whitewashing, sort of taking out all of the salacious stuff, taking out all of that stuff and making it funny in a different kind of way. Again, Nick Cannon is in that pool too, so he's working with the same type of producers. And she even shouted out him being a fellow, you know, TV show, talk show host. So I think that format fits Sherri best. I don't think Sherri wants to be that kind of person, you know, and at in that point, I sort of, you know, relate to her. You don't, you know, even though you're in the shoes of someone who is salacious and you're just doing it for the moment, that doesn't mean that's the person, that's who you are. No, it's not. And so she has an opportunity. Hopefully she'll build a show that's geared around her, that's funny. It still has that grittiness to it. It still has that edginess to it. But I don't want her to feel like she has to come out here. Let me tell y'all, you know, and isn't she? I don't want that for Sherri because she has to think about her future and look at what Wendy's going through. I think that's also the lesson in it. You know, you can't have talent do that 24/7. It can only last for so long. Shit, Oprah couldn't even do her talk show forever. You know, it only lasts for so long. She couldn't be always judged as the interviewer. You know what I mean? Can you imagine that every time she goes out, people are looking at her as the host? She wanted that executive producer role. She wanted that I'm running the show role. So now people approach her differently. And I get that. So let me stop rambling. She didn't want to be there during that time. She was going through too much. Clearly. And the pressures of that layered on, piled on, And oh, thank you for sharing the video. And it piled on, and it created more of a domino effect, you know, especially after she collapsed on the show. Like, I mean, all of that stuff meant something. If Sherri's ratings are high enough, they will continue to stall Wendy. Well, I think Wendy has the option to come back. But I don't think that Wendy will take the option there. And whatever she chooses to do, it's clear that Debmar Mercury has to sign off, because I think she has a second option pickup in her contract. That's why they're saying we'll leave the door open for her if she wants to come back. So it'll be interesting how she gets herself out of that too. She was with it until she became the hot topic. There you go. I think that's true. I think it's true. It's hard to show face when you are the topic and you talking about everything else, and everybody want to ask you, so girl, what's going on? You see her driving what's going on? We see a lot of that down here too, don't we? I think once she became the hot topic, she was done. Yep, I know, right? Yep, I like that name, Journey. Where the fuck was yesterday? I was in the bushes. I'm disappointed that she thinks she needs a man. But that's how it be. That's how it be. It be like that with so many people. It's all about having that partnership that makes you feel solid and grounded. Like, yo, you know, my man, and that sucks, because if you don't know how to walk by yourself and be alone and deal with things on your own, what the fuck you think it's gonna be like when you get with somebody? You're gonna have another Kelvin running your shit with a woman on the side, easy to get out, and leaving you by yourself. And I'm speaking only for Wendy Williams. That's all I'm speaking, solely for Wendy. I don't know about anybody else. Somebody else might be able to work that shit to their benefit. I haven't learned how to do that. I have to be able to move by myself. Absolutely. She needs to get her life together, but the more at her ex and brother clout chase, she will be distracted. I agree. Once she became hot topic, she was done. Plus, she's needy, right? I think that made for a TV documentary she authorized just touched the surface of her life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Joyce. Good morning to you. Kelly is boring. Kelly is so boring. She is so boring. I always say she is for the people who eat oatmeal in the middle of the day, knitting sweaters, who wish Price is Right was on. Like, I'd just be like, give me something. Trip on the stage, baby. Do something. Like, you too young for me to be acting very guarded. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I don't want Sherri to be. I want, we're watching the TV now. We're working from home now. We're the ones, it ain't the same audience. And I don't think people understand that. The audience has definitely changed. It's no longer what you think people are just sitting at home. No, it's a lot of folks who are working from home with a TV in the background that has that stuff on, and you flipping through, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? I loved watching Wendy. I love catching some Wendy. Wendy's brother remind me of the Cheshire Cat. His smile, child, he'll grab a purse. Oh, thank you. He'll grab your purse with a smile. Yeah, I like his smile. I like his smile. I remember I dropped down his chat when he first came on. I said, I hope you ain't. I said, I hope you ain't caught chasing off your sister. And he read it and didn't say nothing. And then ever since then, I was blocked. So I don't never see his channel. But I hope he's doing good. I was gonna report on him, but I hope not. Sherri came from the View. She knows the game, don't she? That's what I'm saying. Like, Sherri, her whole statement. I don't know if you all watched it. I'm sure everybody watched it. I posted it to my community wall. Her whole entire statement to me was like, they had this shit written 3 weeks ago, and then they just had Sherri rehearsing it, and she finally came out here. I love the dramatic spin on the end. Look, I'm all for a great PR statement. I say this to celebrities all the time. If you get you a great PR person, baby, you can sell me any fucking thing. For me, it's all in the story. It's all in how are you transitioning this to the next point of a product, and I love how they're transitioning Sherri out of Wendy into a product of her own, the Sherri Show. And she said, it's Sherri, I'm having my own show called Sherri. Now, they've been saying for the longest the show hasn't had a title, but the running title is going to be the Sherri Shepherd Show. Well, I'm sure Sherri's like, no, that's the Wendy Williams Show. This is Sherri Show. So all of those little things in her message, I was dissecting like, okay, I see you with the wits, and then her, crying, breaking down, and having the sob story about fighting. That's all to win over an audience. That's all to take that small part of the audience that enjoys Wendy for being that fighter. against all odds for being that underdog. That was her trying to get us to go, oh, you got me. And I'm sitting there looking like, all right, I'm gonna stay tuned, but I'm still fucking with Wendy. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely fucking with Wendy. I'm more of a Wendy kind of guy when it comes to behind. Like I'm more of a in your say like you mean it in your face. I'd rather that than a Sherri. You know what I'm saying? But she's doing it for the game, and she's got to get her book her buck too. So again, congratulations to Sherri. I'm not mad at her at all for getting her video, her getting her contract with Debmar. Hey guys, yes, can you please like the video? Where are we at this morning? Y'all please hit the like the video, share the video out, and I appreciate you all for being here, mods, subscribers, and to the fabulous members. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. You know I do. I'll be missing y'all. I'll be missing y'all too. That's why I'll be like collecting stories all the time. Like, oh, I'm gonna wait till I talk to them to come out here and have a conversation with you all. So I enjoy it. Thank you so much. I was just about to say that, King. Yes. Oh my God. Hey, Carrie Ray, what's going on? Listen, it's probably me because I had set it up like an hour ago for a 7 a.m. this morning. I think the 7 a.m. time is working really good for us too. Carrie Ray in the building. All right, Miss Juicy Reviews, how you doing? I didn't see the thing. Oh, okay. I figured that because it's still sitting there. Nobody confirmed or accepted. So I think I probably got it wrong. I was doing it at the same time as I was on live. My bad, working but listening. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, thank you. I really enjoy your commentary. Oh, thank you, Miss Margot. Thank you. I appreciate that. That made my day. Thank you. I be trying to vibe, and I love the flow of how we're doing this. Like I be putting the story out, and y'all take it to another level, and we just have a good conversation. Again, we're building, so I appreciate it. I love going in the room and watching other folks and how they engage with the chat, and they, talk their story, their commentary, and I'm always looking to learn. So I'm learning from a lot of the greats. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Wendy needs to start a podcast. She'll have a show in no time. Yeah, she does. The thing about that though is she has to get out of her Debmar Mercury contract. She still has an option for them. They have to be willing to say, I'm gonna let Wendy go and that revenue go. It's still a money game. This is all still a money game. Wendy is still very much so tied at the ankles to Debmar Mercury. She owes them, I think she was renewed till 2026. So she owes them 5 more years. Well, no, 4 more years starting this year. This would have been that 5-year option that got renewed after the last couple of seasons. So it's like, it's 2026. So she owes them something, and I'm sure they don't want to forego that revenue. How crazy she is. Wendy still can bring in a buck. I don't care how big or small we think it is. Wendy is still very much so valuable for at least $1 million or more, either through merchandising, either through interviews or a documentary or a tell-all book. She still got something on her. So she got to give up something. She got to tell them, hey, I'll do a tell-all book under this option. You all can get the proceeds from that. Or I'll do another documentary. You all get she has to give them something for them to let her go. And that's what we're all going to be waiting to see. Now, that's how she transitions herself out of this will be interesting. She can't go to Bravo because that's not a Debmar Mercury affiliated network. And because Bravo does all their own shit, they're in-house completely all the way around. So it'll be interesting to see how she does that. Hey, Brick Girl, how you doing this morning? Good morning to you. Teacher, your voice so soon it is keeping me focused. Thank you. Oh shoot. Thank you. And let me tell you, okay, T. Trisha, I had saved a song and said I'm gonna ask T. Trisha if she wants to do a duet with me on this song. Now I can't sing, but I think I can pull this song off. It is Ben E. King, Stand By Me. And then the other song was Turn Off the Lights with Miss Chalet, the remix version. And I was saying, I said, I wonder if I can do this on a duet with her. So I'm gonna have to hit you back channel on IG to see if I can get out of my nerves to do one with you, because I would be really, really into doing something like that. I'm not counting Wendy out just yet. She coming for everything. Oh yeah, you think Wendy, that whole stunt of her walking on the beach was just to let us know, like, okay, I see y'all, even though y'all see me, I see y'all. And even her posting pictures about her celebrating her father's 80th birthday, I think it was. I think all of that was just a ploy to stoke the audience. And, you know, they're trashing her that she just started her Wendy Online Instagram account, and they're saying that she only got 20,000 subscribers, that out of all the 1.5 million from her Wendy Williams show IG account, only 20,000 came over. Well, I said, well, shit, I didn't even go over. I didn't know about it, but I'm definitely I went over then, you know what I mean? So it's just funny how everybody's trying to diminish her credibility, and she has to come out now. Even though she's attached to Debmar Mercury, she still has to come out and show face. And it's only so much she can do. They say that the poor woman don't even know how to operate IG, like some of the basic shit in the world. You literally just push the plus button and upload a photo. I guess maybe it's hard to filter the picture or something. I don't know, but she doesn't even know how to do Twitter or Facebook. I find that to be very, very careless. Is that the right? I think that's the right appropriate word to do. To be a media mogul, I think it's very careless for you not to know how to operate at least one form of social media. Like, how under a rock are you? You have got to be that so far removed, baby. I'm gonna learn how to do something. Twitter, I know how to do Twitter all day. I can do everything on Twitter. Bravo is a mess. They need to vamp their casting process. So we're gonna talk about that too, because there's a story out here that allegedly they getting rid of Kandi for Jenny Mai. I said, who? If you don't get out of here with this mess this morning. Okay, all right, I'm gonna hit you. Hey, Sassy Show. Sassy, is that you in the picture? I know it's probably not. Carol, you act like you've never heard of those songs. I know I did, but the thing is that I hear them when I hear them out, and I'm like, damn, what is that song? So I have to Shazam it. And then after Shazam, I add it to a playlist, and I got a playlist called YouTube. And I added to that song, and I was just jamming out over the weekend to Stand By Me by Benny King. I said, this man was singing, wasn't he? I'm gonna try. We're gonna try. Sassy. I think Wendy will follow Iyanla's footsteps, take a break, then come out on a network like But don't you think that's more appropriate given what she's been through? Like, her experience in celebrity hot topics has built her into now being able to do a full-on show that's more engaging, inspiring, and she could still be for the mess. You know, she could still be talking about like celebrities who got addictions or went to jail, and she can have them on, and she can just go to rundown and just it literally be focused on them. It doesn't have to be now this variety hot topic show. So I think that would be a tight move. And I think anybody who is of her stature that's trying to progress outward, I think that's the right route to go. Like, next level shit, you know. Hey, Really B, good morning to you. Good morning, Tony Montana. Hey, Tony Montana. Hey, mister. Good morning. Listen, when I saw the article, I almost was like, now you got me out of you. Listen, okay. All right, so what we did Wendy. Listen, we just flowing with it. We're gonna go right into that then. Might as well. So allegedly, Kandi is to be fired from Real Housewives of Atlanta and replaced by Jenny Mai. How, where, why? And who thought this was appropriate were the questions that I had initially. So the sources are saying that show producers close to the show. Now this came from, I normally don't take any news from media takeout because I'm always like, that's weird. So I read the article and I said there might be some truth to this. So let me read a little bit of this to tell you why I think this might be a little bit valid. So in the upcoming season, the show will feature housewives Sherri, Marlo, Kenya, Drew, Sonia, and Kandi. But the show producers are looking to upgrade the cast with a new big star housewife. The producer explained Sherri and Marlo are the stars of this season. Drew brought the drama, and so did Kenya, but Sonia and Kandi are on the chopping block. The producer continued, Kandi was born this season, and she's the highest paid housewife. She's gone after this season. They're saying that they're confident that this will be Kandi's final season. They claim that they are looking to bring the real star Jeannie Mai to join the cast. Jeannie and her husband Jeezy have a home in Atlanta and split their time between Atlanta and Los Angeles, where The Real is filmed. And Jeannie will make an appearance this upcoming season too. The producer told MT Media Takeout News that the mid-season finale is a vow renewal of Drew and her husband Ralph. The ceremony was attended by many of the women in the industry: Carrie Hilson, Claudia Jordan, Nivea, Jeannie Mai with Jeezy, and Chili. The producers loved her energy and her on-camera professionalism so much that they are currently negotiating with Jenny's team to try and bring her on for the next season. Baby, what are we doing? What are we doing? Jenny and Jeezy? First of all, I'm gonna be sitting there mad the whole time I see her engaging with Jeezy. Like, but yes, let me see what y'all have to say. I done wasted coffee on the damn laptop trackpad, so I'm trying to select something, and this my finger going all over the place. Let me see what y'all had to say. I call her my cousin. That's your cousin? Oh, your cousin fine. Hell no. Did you hear the new tea? I just heard it all last night. Tell me. What tell me? Yeah, because people want Phaedra back, and Kandi has vowed to never work with her again. I agree. I definitely want Phaedra back though. I miss that old Southern charm. I love it. Right? You always got to take it with a little grain of skepticism. But when I read it, I was like, there might be a little weight to this. We'll see. We will definitely have to see. Jenny will be like, Tootie, one and done. They are going to eat Jenny up. I'm telling you, that's why I said, really? I must not see this side of her that they saw. But it was interesting that they had Claudia, Carrie Hilson, Jenny Mai, Chili, and it was one other. I said, oh, so they're campaigning all them women. Carrie Hilson, Claudia Jordan, we know she's already been there and done that. Chili, I could see Chili potentially being auditioning for the show. Who else was it? Carrie Hilson, Chili. Oh, Nivea. Ugh. I mean, what Nivea got going on? Is she married? Does she have babies? Like, I'm trying to figure out what would be her angle for being there. I don't know. Jenny would be like, Jenny Mai is very ATL. We have a huge Asian population. Oh, so she is. Okay. She might be cute. It might brand off to another kind of show. I don't know. Hey, Spam. I don't see it. Andy loves Kandi. But Kandi needs to move to her own show. They said this is the same shit that happened to Nene. They overstayed their welcome. It's like you got the show, it boots you to a level. Now go, Kandi. Now go. I for the life of me, I don't understand why Kandi hasn't taken one of her many things and turned it into like a full-fledged show. You know, she should be. There's no reason why she shouldn't be on a season 3 of her own show at this point. So maybe removing her from this might free her up to do her own little thing. I mean, I think it's worth it. Hey, Lady K, good morning to you. Good morning. Maybe a rumor. It would be interesting if she joined. Yeah, it would be very much so. I would love to see the episode. Is it to that where they're all at the baby shower, and Jenny Mai's there. I would love to see that, just to see what the chemistry is like. Is she performing for the camera? Because that will let me know, like, oh, okay, she's performing. If Kandi leaves, Phaedra needs to return. Yeah, or it might be a Nene. You never know. Morning, spam. Kandi needs her own show. She always needs her own show. She always needed her own show. I blame Jeezy and his verses against Gucci. You think that added another layer of, oh, let's see what some hype around him? Gina has flavor, and if her mom joins the show, that will be fire. So I see you are hyping me up for this. Okay. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be interesting how that would tie in with The Real. Good morning, Gemini. So she has a new spinoff coming to Bravo. Kandi or Phaedra? Morning. Carrie Hilson would never. You think she's too classy? I feel like Carrie Hilson has a little bit of hood in her. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I fuck with Carrie Hilson before the Beyonce days. I'm in the Beehive, and I fuck with her still. I definitely like me some Carrie Hilson. Her whole the Alienated album that got me through a lot of time. Are you kidding me? They already tried to get Chili. She turned him down. Nick says she is never doing reality again. Uh, Chili, she's not doing it again. Oh my god. Kandi boring as hell. Phaedra would be great. She has personality. She's likable, pretty, and funny. She is. And now that there's no other headliner like Nene or Kandi, she'll definitely make her impact known. You know what I mean? The girls will be flocking to her. Don't my girl Nivea, she good for TV. I mean, one of the people in the back, come to the front. My only question, okay, this is the only question. If you can drop it for me, what would Nivea's immediate storyline be? Like launching her career, but she could only do that if she's married. I think they only recruit folks in that aspect. They have to be married or divorced or something like that. So it has to have a family component to it. If you notice, most of them have a family component. That's why it took Marlo so long. So she allegedly adopted the boys, and now she has a family angle to it. We're talking about national TV with syndications, and they have to have that connection, that angle on it. Chili is not good at reality to measure very much. She's very much so. I remember seeing her on Lil Kim's boat cruise show. Baby, that show was like, you know, and I don't be hating on Lil Kim like that, but it was like, who is this again? That was when the album only sold 1,000 copies. I said her fans know they are wrong for that. They know y'all made me go buy a damn copy of the album. Oh my god, I don't even watch because of Kandi. She is boring. See, I like Kandi. I watch her YouTube channel. I like Kandi. Like if there was anybody I would want to reach out to like mentor me, I like Kandi, but I think she's she's done with that kind of TV now. I think she needs something else more. Like she might need to do Charm School, or she might need to do How to Become a Millionaire, and like do like something like Diddy did, like she needs something that she's inspiring, engaging people to do something. Because I would tune in. Now she got too many fucking ideas. We always looking at her for what she's worth and what she's done. So turn that shit into something. I don't watch none of them. Yeah, I stopped watching a lot of the shows because it just got too scripted for me. Very scripted. Nene is who they need to bring back. Andy, once Andy is one of those folks. Once you do something to him, it's a wrap. It is a wrap. He is in his feelings. Lady K, are you Miss Lady K? If not, good morning anyways. Kandi has her OLG show coming up. Oh, the Old Lady Gang. Do you think that's run its course? They need to put that on Peacock, or they need to go ahead and do that straight to streaming service. I don't know if I'm gonna be coming back every week for the Old Lady Gang. I just don't, unless they're literally showing us how they make food. Now, if they do a cooking show, oh yeah, I'm gonna be there. But I just feel like, who really wants to watch these women beef that hard that is entertaining on TV? Unless they're doing it with the other cast members of the show. Like, I don't want to see them yelling at each other. I don't know. I don't know. Unless they're doing it like, fuck you, bitch, and all that. Fuck you, bitch. That's why your mama wasn't shit. If they giving us that might be entertaining because it's something we've never seen. But I'm sure they're not gonna do that. So I don't know. I want to see Phaedra more. I like her shade. Don't you though? I'm telling you that Southern charm is something to it. It's me, hun. The name changed last week, threw everyone off, so I switched back to my original. I had dinner with some new people, and they said I reminded them of Phaedra. I was like, I could tell. You probably do. They probably were right. It's like that nice nasty. Like somebody hands you a napkin, but they really need the napkin. So you say, no, honey, you take it. Yes, I love it. Yes, I agree. Nene is the real star factor. Nivea's story are her baby's fathers. Being Dream ex-wife and Lil Wayne baby mother. Oh, baby. Nivea got babies by Wayne and Dream. That's a family. That shows like, why was V and B Simone on there? Good morning. Hey, Phoenix Diamond, Brazilians. Good morning. Nivea was married to Dream. He's a big producer and song artist. So but y'all understand, if they come on the show for that, then those folks will have to also give clearance for them to even use her name, their likeness. Do you think the Dream gonna want to be associated with Nivea on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? No shade to Nivea. Even Lil Wayne might be okay with it. I don't know. They giving me very much so a whole kind of different kind of show with Nivea. That sounds like started from the bottom. Now we here, and that will be a great show for her. And there's so many other artists who started from the bottom. Now we here. You know. Hey, Blue Rain. Good morning. Good morning. The OLG is about the restaurant and their crew. Right. Now that if it's about, but see, I don't want to see them. Yeah, I gotta see it. I gotta see. I remember watching a little bit of it on Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's been a very, very long time since I watched that. So nasty, so rude. Oh goodness. All right, let's move on. So yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna stay tuned to see if Kandi's gonna be fired. All right. So we did Jew. We did Jew. Oh yeah, let's talk about this. So I hadn't even heard about this, y'all. Where was I at when his book was released? So apparently, Jamie Foxx isn't talking to Tommy Davidson anymore. Um, so he had apparently comedian Tommy Davidson hasn't heard from fellow In Living Color alum Jamie Foxx since skewering him with his memoir. He said to Page Six, "I haven't actually heard from him." Um, he declines to categorize his harsh recollection as shade. So he says that I threw some light on this because the book actually was about how my odyssey can help the reader. So I just pointed out all the situations I was in that I was able to eventually transcend. It was really a roadmap for the reader, not only understanding something, but overstanding. And so in his book, what he wrote was he claimed that Ray was very Jamie Foxx was very competitive, and his sense of humor was to be mercilessly mean. He alleged that when Foxx realized he could score points with show creator Keenan Ivory Wayans by making fun of Davidson, he became relentless. When the pair reunited on the 97 movie Booty Call, tensions immediately resurfaced. Davidson wrote that Foxx was determined to steal every scene he could. The two almost came to blows over a basketball game that got too physical. Davidson says that he's at peace with Fox's alleged behavior and is on good terms with the Waynes, revealing that I did see one of the Waynes brothers the other day and we love the same. We love the same. So he's just learning how to not have, I'm learning just to not have to have the world changed for me to be happy. So I thought that was interesting that there might have been some truth to him being mercilessly mean. Clearly, if after all this time, you're not even willing to talk to this guy, and y'all have made some iconic movies and iconic roles. I mean, Booty Call was so funny to me, and when I watched it, it was at a time where I didn't really understand how important sex was in a relationship. So I just always thought they were just being funny until I got older and was like, oh yeah, they were, oh my God. I just thought it was just being funny, funny, funny. So to know that this is how Tommy Davidson feel, it was just very, very interesting to me. Chili was really boring. No shit. It actually hurts me to say that. Yeah. You're talking about on the show with Lil Kim? Baby, Lil Kim was boring. And I'm not trying to be shady. Hey, good morning to you. Good morning, MTGV. I got a chance to catch you yesterday. Oh, Gemini. Have a wonderful Wednesday. You too. You too, Carrie Ray. You have a good day. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. I love Booty Call. I even caught the sound, even bought the soundtrack. Yeah, Booty Call was definitely a movie of the times, right? It definitely was. All right, so moving right along. So I know I told y'all this before. I said that why was she trying to hold back information? So all of a sudden now, Britney Spears is set to have a $15 million book deal to tell all. Now, wasn't we just talking a couple of weeks ago about her being mad that her sister having a book deal? And what did I say? I said, why are you mad? We want to know the damn tea. We don't want, nobody wants to be sitting around here half-assed and shit. And what was always in the works was the fact that she probably was more upset that her sister got her book and book deal pushed through before Britney Spears had the opportunity to do the same thing. And now look what happened. Britney Spears set to Pentel All book and bombshell $15 million deal. So either way it goes, it doesn't matter. To me now, it's like, what's the point of even being mad at your sister for putting out a book when you're gonna do it. I told you we all wanted to know what's going on. I knew that was gonna happen. It's too much information here, and it's too many people who are of the reading age who have followed Britney Spears who will love this kind of stuff. So the deal comes after a bidding war from multiple publishers over her book, according to one insider. The deal is one of the biggest of all time behind the Obamas. Can you imagine that? The rights for Barack and Michelle Obama's book sold in 2027, with the sum reportedly surpassing 60 million, the largest ever known figure for nonfiction books. Bill Clinton landed a 15 million deal for his post-presidential book. Spears has been gunning to pen a memoir after she was left fuming over the claims made in her younger sister Jamie Lynn's scathing book, Things I Should Have Said, released in January this year. So, of course, she went off on her. So, do I think? No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at her. I'm glad that she can get her buck. But my thing is, why didn't you do the shit beforehand? Like, why didn't we get out here and get to the bag beforehand? Cut your sister off. Now your sister has a window to make money, and now you have to come behind it and clean it up. Of course, people are still going to buy your book, but you left a window open for your sister to reap off of you. So I don't feel bad for her at all, actually. So I can see you there. Yes, of course. I'll be trying to get around everywhere, share everything, everybody. That was one thing I was told. Once you get a community wall, share everything and everybody as much as you can. So I'll be trying to share everybody. Good morning, King Roman. Hey, enjoy your day on purpose, everyone. Yes, Jay Parrish, I absolutely agree. I see that Jamie and LL had an incident on the set of Any Given Sunday. Who is LL Cool J? Come on, Brittany. Hot Spicy. Good morning. I don't see Brittany's appeal. Well, she's not going to appeal it. 15 mil seems a bit much, but okay. Yeah, but so that obviously lets us know that there's got to be something else going on behind that conservatorship. Like there's got to be, not nothing along like incest or anything, but there's got to be a more there, a bigger story there behind that, because to be able to get 15 million for a book just off of, just this alone, there's got to be a lot more. Maybe there's some stories from her being a child superstar that we don't know. Maybe we'll get more about her relationship with her father. But I definitely think for 15 million, that's a bit much. I mean, the damn president got 15 million for his book, and he was the president of the United States. I'm sure his responsibility, his duty, his experience were far more, interesting than Britney Spears. But I guess Britney Spears whistles walk on by. No, I did it. I'm gonna have to let me see what she done did. Oh yeah, here I got it. He thought we were really playing football. He thought we were really on a team. Foxx joked when LL threw the first punch during a scene that didn't require physical contact. Jamie Foxx says he warned LL to cut it out. This is fake. Don't you see the cameras? This is acting, Jamie Foxx joked. I'm acting. If anybody hit me, they getting fucking fired. I'm not playing. Don't hit my body. Jamie Foxx says they got into an argument on set, which was part of the script. The next thing Jamie Foxx knew, LL hit him. The hit was not part of the script. Wow. So that was back to Jamie Foxx and his behind the scenes antics. Yeah, I could believe Jamie Foxx. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say that about that man. I like him; he's an actor, but his appearance gives me. I've been scrutinized all my life, and so now that I'm at a point where I can be the scrutinizer, I'm going to do it and pull the strings. I'm going to do it. I feel like that. Sometimes when people, I'm not gonna say what I think he's been scrutinized about, but sometimes when people are like scrutinized, yeah, I'm saying that, but like, like you could see him in middle school being clowned on. And so now the tables are turned. He's older. He can be the clowner. That's what I'm saying. Like I can see him doing shit that was done to him. Don't hit me. Oh. And I would welcome him. My arms would be open. Come on. Come on. I would be a part of the welcoming committee. Yeah, okay. I will be a part of the welcoming committee. I will have a pamphlet, a PowerPoint, a snack bag. Listen, an agenda. He'll have it all. His looks and that Jerry curl he had. Yeah. So back to her. I wish her the best of luck in this book deal. I hope it gives us the details that we want for $15 million. I hope it ain't lackluster. Let's move on to Meg Thee Stallion. So Meg is over here fighting again with her record label, and it's starting to make me just a little bit annoyed. But this time it truly isn't her fault. You know, the record label is trying their hardest to keep her on her contract. She promised them, I believe it was 6 albums. And so right before she dropped this her Something for the Hotties album, she would have had a total of recorded under 1501, a total of 5 albums. But they are not counting her Something for the Hotties as an album, even though it meets the criteria. It's 45 minutes in length. I'm assuming because they didn't work on any of the production or anything, they weren't affiliated with it. It just was released and they were behind the scenes in terms of the accounting. They're not trying to count that. So that means that she would owe them 2 more albums, and she's trying to get out of her contract. And I'm sure this was the year she was planning to be done with them by dropping another project and being done. And so now she's back in court with them again over this one thing. And Carl is like, you know, of the owner of 1501 Entertainment, he's like, he wants all his money back from 2018. He's not letting up. He doesn't, you know, he don't really too much, you know, care about it. And he says that she took him to court originally because she said that he wouldn't allow her to release music, and then she dismissed that suit against him. However, she said that, well, you signed an agreement, you allowed me to release an album, Something for the Hotties, and so of course, no longer to have that suit, I dismissed it. So she's seeking a non-monetary declaratory judgment that the record meets the definition of an album, satisfying the terms of her contract and attorney's fees. And so we'll stay tuned. It's really sad that all of this, you know, and I don't know if you all were paying attention to it, but all of this is all around the fact that she's being represented by Roc Nation. And it looks like it's a Roc Nation takeover of her entire pure talent, her artistry, you know, her music, endorsements. It seems like they're the ones directing that. And 1501 is the one who financed her career initially. And so they're battling it out. And this is typically how they battle it out in court. The labels would be able to battle each other out, you know. Unfortunately, Carl is not no small deal, no small potato. So he's to the task. Who do I think? I feel like just having goodwill for your career and karma and stuff like that. I feel like if Megan owes this man money for her career, if she owes him albums, anything that he put into her, she needs to rightfully give it to him and move forward. If you really believe in your pure talent, if you're not just a popcorn artist, you know, pop, you living in the moment. If you really believe you got raw talent and this ain't nothing, I would chuck over what is owed to that man and move the fuck on. Seriously, honestly, that's how I look at it. Like, believe in yourself. Walk on your faith. Roc Nation. Yep. Gangster night. No, I like it. I like a little gangster. I mean, I like that shit though. I like how Carl doing that shit. He is staying fast. Like, you ain't finna punk me. Y'all want to take the artist, and you can see it's a clear maneuver. They want to take Megan Thee Stallion. First, they inserted her by having her get management. You know, she can control her own management. So her management now is Roc Nation. Who wants Roc Nation to be managing their artists when the label is 1501 and we deal with, you know, A&R, our own management of artists? But okay, you're doing that. And now with that comes you getting endorsements we don't know about, you working on projects we don't know about, you know, all of this underhanded stuff. Like, we never did nothing to you. Where's the beef? Where's the drama? And so I like it, you know. Get that shit. Thank you, Fresh Press Juice. Hey, I appreciate it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. King Roman News gonna come right through. Hey, I thought they bought her out of that contract. No, they didn't. You know, I think Jay-Z is too cocky to buy anybody out of their contract. I think he's more of a, I said I want her. So what you gonna do? You see how the game had to come out here damn near retract everything he said once Whack 100 got on the radio saying the game reportedly came into the studio and said, I told Jay-Z to suck my dick like 8 albums ago, apparently, as to the reason why he wasn't included on the whole West Coast set at the Super Bowl. And the game came out here and said, no, that's not true. Whack 100 is trying to, twist my words. I never said nothing about Jay-Z and his production. I think it was great for the culture and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, look, Jay-Z got you quiet. He told Jay-Z didn't say shit. He probably was like, I'm trying to get my music played. I already know I'll be blackballed. So just to know that kind of effect is out there behind Roc Nation, Jay-Z, I can understand why Carl is like, y'all ain't finna swindle me. Hey, they said no. They said no. I appreciate you. I do. Fresh Press Juice. She needs to get into movies. Do something else that has nothing to do with her contract. Yep, that's why a lot of artists do that. They start doing other stuff with their endorsements and stuff like that. But it's so much you can do that might tarnish your brand. So let's say she start doing a lot more movies and she becomes known more for her movies. When does the music come back? Sort of like Rihanna. I gotta share your next live, boo. We appreciate it too. Y'all don't understand that. We, I can't speak for Sassy or anybody else, but we be going up against a lot of the heavy hitters, down here doing some of the same things. And so any little bit of like, a share, all of that stuff counts, and it helps us as small content creators. We come back and look at that shit like, yo, we did something. It made us feel good. So thank you again. Thank you, Fresh Press Juice, and everybody that hit the like button, shared the video, is even here just listening in the background. I want you to know that I appreciate you engaging with me this morning. I do. Isn't the owner of 1501 the father of Evelyn from Basketball Wives? Yeah, baseball team. Jay-Z is so petty, ain't he though? He always got goons. Jay always got goons, of course. He always got goons. You gotta have goons. Be married to, the queen. You gotta have goons. All right, let's see. Who else do I want to talk about before we start getting into the local news? The local news today, y'all, is just a little bit. It's a little bit much. We did Cardi, we did Britney, we did Meg, we did Tommy, we did Wendy Williams, we did Kandi. Okay, we can switch over to local news. Before I do that, because I forgot this morning, I do want to tell you all we did make a donation this morning. We did support an organization. The organization we supported this morning was the National Black Deaf Advocates. I definitely wanted to make sure I put this in. I didn't want to forget. But we supported the National Black Deaf Advocates this morning. And so I thought it was so important to consider them as well, because what I realized, and as speaking to a lot of my family, as folks become to age and get older, some of those folks qualify as being a deaf person, even if it's small hearing, slightly decreased hearing in one ear, any of those aspects. And so I thought it was important that we have an organization out here that's dedicated to just supporting national Black deaf and hard of hearing Americans. So founded in 1982, it's a growing organization with more than 30 chapters across the country. As a nonprofit organization, they're supported by its members and others interested in furthering the mission, vision, and strategic objectives of this esteemed organization. Membership includes Black, deaf, and hard of hearing parents, children, professionals who work with Black, deaf, and hard of hearing youth and adults, sign language interpreters, people of color, and other interested individuals and organizations. Some of the work they do is that they are at the forefront of advocacy efforts for civil rights and equal access to education, employment, and social services on behalf of the Black, deaf, and hard of hearing in the United States. So I was very, very much so completely excited to support them. And I specifically supported their collegiate portion. More information about them, but I supported them, their collegiate portion of it, and we gifted them about $50 this morning. At the same time, we also supported the National Association for Black Veterinarians. Now, I know TC wanted me to do something for animals, and so I wanted to do something that was more strategic. And so I didn't even know we had an association of Black veterinarians, and they do a whole lot of shit, y'all. So I'm gonna put this stuff on the community wall, but we donated to them as well. And so here's their advisory board, which I thought was great. You see, it's a mix of both Black and white. as well as I think just black and white. And so that I also thought was amazing that this organization that stands for promoting blacks and veterinarians was able to have an advisory board that's diverse. And this should show other organizations that you need to diversify your board as well, so we can have a wholesome experience. So I wanted to do that little plug. I thank you all again for allowing me to just spend time supporting and shouting out these organizations. If it don't do anything for you, it definitely does something for me, and it makes me feel good. So thank you again. And now we're going to get into the local news. The local news. Somebody needs to tell Jay-Z he need a haircut. You don't like that? You don't like that look that Jay-Z got going on? I don't know what's going on. I said I want to see what's going to happen when it gets really, really long and like something comes down over his face. Him and B going to be competing. You going outside today, it's going to be nice. I'm still dealing with a family emergency. So I'm still, I hope it's nice here. Is it going to be nice here is the question. That's the next one. All right. So how do you all feel about we'll just kick it off with the Ahmaud Arbery, let me see, verdict. Have you all heard? What are your thoughts, feelings? I wanted to read this little piece about the experience of being in the courtroom during this whole entire trial, during this verdict from a juror standpoint. And I just want you all to sort of see, and then I want to play a little clip for you all. A jury found the 3 white men who killed Ahmaud Arbery guilty on all counts in the federal hate crimes this morning. After the verdict was read, there was no discernible reaction from the 3 defendants. Judge Lisa Goodby Wood addressed each of the defendants and their attorneys to inform them they have 14 days to file any post-trial motions, and that the U.S. Probation Office will conduct a pre-sentencing interview before the sentencing hearing is scheduled. When defendants went before judge, all 3 responded by either saying yes or yes, ma'am. When Gregory Michael returned to his seat, he let out an audible sigh. The jury foreperson, one of the 3 black jurors, was emotional during the court's reading the verdict, and while the jury was being polled, wiping away tears. That's so sad. According to the poll, Wanda Cooper Jones, the mother of Arbery, remained attentive during the reading of the verdict, looking ahead. Marcus Arbery Sr., Arbery's father, nodded his head, swayed back and forth, and at times clasped his hands together as the clerk went through each of the counts. Lee Michael, the mother of Travis Michael and wife of Gregory McMichael, remained stoic. After the verdict came down, the only person that remained sitting was Lee McMichael. The Arbery family, supporters, and the prosecuting attorneys were on their feet, embracing and congratulating each other. Judge Wood thanked the jury and acknowledged the attorneys in the case, telling prosecutors that they had a difficult task due to the nature of the charges. She also told defense counsel that although they were appointed by the court, they represented their clients zealously. She adjourned, saying no one need wonder whether they got a fair trial or whether the attorneys were skillful. They did, and they were. And I thought that was a great summary of the tone and the feeling of how it was inside the courtroom. And, I definitely want to, again, my respect to the family for sticking this out this long. This was definitely unjustified, and I'm so glad that they got their time in court. And at the sentence hearing, this carries a maximum life sentence for all 3 of the men. So I'm praying that no post-trial motion or nothing comes up out the wind that we don't know about. I'm very glad that, we got the verdict that many of us wanted to see happen here. The other thing, then we have a flip side case to this. We talking about New York City. Oh yeah. Damn, it's nice up there. He don't have the looks for it. Capital punishment. It's great. Make stalking black people a federal crime. Now, are we getting somewhere? Now, this is the thing. That's pieces of legislation that I think needs to really be somewhere. Like, we need to have a deeper dive and understanding of stalking, and is it race stalking? I don't know if that's even something, but are you stalking based on some preconceived idea? Like, was this I think that needs to be categorized as being a federal crime. I love that the family isn't forgiving and they want the ultimate justice. That's it. And I'm glad that when I think it was Leah McMichael went back to the stand after saying yes, ma'am, he let out an air of sigh as he sat down. Good. That's. I'm glad. That's what you need to do. You're gonna be doing a lot of that. Hopefully, his mother and family can have some peace. It's gonna really be hard, but I do too. I know it's gonna be hard. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Ladies, we have to have a group meeting. I've been booking us events, but y'all, but I'm gonna Ronnie give you an oracle thing. I need Ronnie to whip y'all into shape. Are y'all about to do a workout? Let me know when y'all doing that. So then we have Kim Potter. Now, I don't know if y'all all heard about this. Kim Potter was she was the cop who killed Dante Wright, and she was convicted manslaughter and sentenced to 14 months. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to share with you all just a little clip of this judge actually stating this, but I want you to pay attention to the way her emotions and how she's doing this, because I thought it was very, very interesting, the fact that she made this statement and it appeared to me like it was she already knew where she was going with it. And so she had to do all these disclaimers. I know everybody's gonna think this is the wrong, and I know this, like, no, give us the real, tell us what you finna say. I don't need you. I hate when people try to baby me. Tell me what the hell is going on. And so I thought this was very interesting. And so if anyone didn't see this, I think it's always good to.
I'd like to make a few. I'd like to make a few parting comments. I recognize there will be those who disagree with this sentence, that I granted a significant downward departure does not in any way diminish Dante Wright's life. His life mattered. And to those who disagree and feel a longer prison sentence is appropriate, as difficult as it may be, please try to empathize with Ms. Potter's.
Baby, ain't nobody trying to hear that.
As President Barack Obama once said, learning to stand in somebody else's shoes, to see through their eyes, that's how peace begins. And it's up to you to make that happen. Empathy is a quality of character that can change the world.
Right.
Officer Kimberly Potter was trying to do the right thing.
Oh, that's what he was doing.
Of all the jobs in public service, police officers have the most difficult one. They must make snap decisions under tense, evolving, and ever-changing circumstances. They risk their lives every single day in public service. Officer Potter made a mistake that ended tragically.
Fuck out of here.
She never intended to hurt anyone.
This judge is acting like she knows something happened to her own life, because y'all know shortly after this, right? Black Lives Matter showed right up. They showed right up and started protesting at the judge's home. Now, I'm not for protesting at no judge's house. I think that is a slippery slope, because if we say that during these moments we're going to begin protesting at a judge's home, what do we say about the moments where the judge is on our side and then the other side then goes to protest it? So we have to be careful about Black Lives Matter. I'm speaking directly to the people who coordinated that. I would never advocate for maybe outside the courtroom, but outside the judge's home. I don't think, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be the different one. I don't think that's right. I think that you should not be we as a collective should not start positioning these protests, protesting demonstrations outside the homes of judges, because now the BLM will begin to look like a different kind of organization. So I wanted to make sure that was clear. However, the protesters showed up outside her house, the judge's home, at about 6:30 p.m. that night, and they were letting her have it. They were all outside. They had their bullhorns. I'm trying to it's a few pictures here on Twitter of them standing outside her home. Now apparently she lives in a sort of a condominium type building, and apparently she wasn't there at the time, but they were all outside. They had a combination of white women, in tears. They had black people there. They had it was a bunch of different races outside protesting, stating that this short was a little less. One of the people who was there stated that Dante Wright isn't the first person that she's had a part in killing. The man said to the electrified crowd, "There are no good cops in a racist system because it doesn't matter who they are. This is what they do. They end black, brown, and indigenous lives over and over and over again. But incarceration isn't going to do her any good." Now, here's what he said that I thought was interesting. "I can guarantee that she can't do anything behind bars. But once she's out here in these streets after serving less than 2 years, who knows what she's going to do? She's probably going to get a book deal. She's probably going to be some right-wing superstar." And that's where I wanted to end on this sort of end on this conversation. I do believe that this is going to turn her into sort of a celebrated media star. I do believe that she's going to be protected. Now, we know that, people who are in these cases and they have been, they have, been released and they're back in the public. Like George Zimmerman, I was trying to think of people outside of him, but been released back into the public, that they face some level of scrutiny. Like, you can't just go into a regular store the same way you used to. Your life changes. Like, she does know that her life does change. So with that change, understanding that, I do see her taking up all endorsement opportunities to take care of herself. I do see it. Unfortunately, I do. I feel like that's how it is. I went too far. Ali too big for us now. No, she didn't quote Obama. Okay, did you see that? I said, now who she thinks she playing talking about some Obama? I said, honey, you talking to the wrong people. You need to be talking to her. Why are you telling us that we shouldn't feel the way we feel about what you're finna say? Tell that shit to her. Rephrase this in a way that it's positioning her to take full responsibility for what she did and how she should rethink her actions in the future. That should have been the ending conversation. What the fuck you telling us about how we mad? Bitch, we was mad during it. We were mad ending. We're still mad. So you telling us that don't mean nothing. I don't need you telling me that. And furthermore, don't you see all of these Asian race crimes in the world, and you got nerve enough to say that? All right, honey, I'm telling you, karma is a real bitch. Karma presides over everything. And energy you put out here, the words you put out here, the things you do, every fucking thing has a response. And you better watch it, because they said that the hate crimes against the Asian and Chinese population has increased between 75 upwards of 75%. Honey, you better be careful. Emphasize really, and now you're quoting Obama. She full of it. She trying to be Meryl Streep. Did you see that? And you guys, I know. Wait, giving us some Kimmy. And I said, and and I get that you guys are upset. Bitch, you don't get out of here with that shit. I'd have said, bathroom break for me. That's why her bang is shopped. I see no tears. Did you see that though? She do a little something, wipe with a girl. Get out of here. That bang is struggling. Protest. Thank you. Protest at the courthouse. Wild shit is going on. Make some noise. Make some movement. Why are we going to the lady home? What are we doing? The bang in that part. Yeah, don't come to my house. That's too far. Right? Are you kidding me? And furthermore, she shouldn't have been living open access like that, like a condo and a high-rise downtown somewhere. Nah, honey, you preside over way too much shit. I get it's close access to the courtroom, so maybe her real home is further away, but even that was too close. The majority of BML folks not even registered to vote. Really? Is that for real? Struggling ain't the word. She need she need to grow. Stop. But go off, sis. Feeling herself. Feeling herself. She probably was feeling herself. How about protest in front of the governor's house and the senator's house? Now, the governor's house, because it's public owned property, we own the governor's house, you know, where whatever community you live in and state. I don't have a problem with at all, because that's state tax dollars, bitch. If you're doing something wrong, we need to come wake your ass up 2 a.m. in the morning, get the fuck up, get in your office and do some shit. I don't have a problem with that. They do it at the White House. They protest right outside the White House, so I don't have a problem with that. But a judge, we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Next thing you know, they be going to people who work at stores' homes. Most recent, Kyle. Right. That's what I was trying to think of. I'm thank you, Kyle Rittenhouse. They have been doing that since George Floyd in Minneapolis. They do that all the time here, and nothing ever happens. They go to the judges' houses, though? Really? Damn, we are not playing. Yo, we said, fuck that shit. All right. And we're still mad. Right. Asians are protected here now. They are. Hey, Sharika Chicago. Good morning to you. God morning. God morning. I'm just talking about my state. How about they show up to vote and change the system? Well, see, I didn't know that was a big thing. People going to judges' houses and shit like that. Damn. Okay, maybe the governor's home is way more appropriate. I can see me going to a governor's home talking about, and you got nerve enough to have some freshly put up green fucking blinds. Bitch, got me. I could see me doing all of that. I could totally see me being vigilant like that. Absolutely. So, all right. Next story. This Boston man was stabbed in the bathroom because he refused to flush the toilet. Okay. So this story is crazy as hell. So these two men were in the bathroom, right? One guy was in one stall and the other guy was in the other stall, and they both were doing number two. So the guy who was doing number two, who was done first, I'm sorry to be so graphic, but I got to tell the story, got up and went to the sink to wash his hands. Now the other guy was still in the stall doing it, but he got up and he was about to get ready to come out, and the man said, "You need to flush the toilet." And the man said, "Mind your business." And the man said, "You need to flush the toilet." And he stayed in the stall, and the dude was like, "I ain't flushing. I ain't doing shit." Now I'm saying in my head, why is it too much to flush? Why is it too much to do that? So the man leaves. The man, leaves out, and then the other man leaves out. So the man comes back to find this guy who got into an argument with him about flushing his feet, flushing the stall. So he asked the people all over the park, because it was a park bathroom, like, "Hey, y'all, do y'all know where the dude that he was about this height and he just came out of the bathroom?" It's like, "Oh, the dude was just standing there." He was like, "Oh, that's me." The dude stabs him. What? Talking all of that shit, and you ain't want to flush the toilet. Stabs this man. So the man was arrested. Of course, the man was caught arrested, and the other guy was taken to he stabbed the man, flushed the toilet at Back Bay Station. Now this happened in Boston. Police said the victim was taken to the hospital for treatment, and he is fine. The transit police chased the guy down on foot, finding him and arresting him on Hunting Avenue, and they found the knife on him as well. Y'all better start flushing these damn toilets in the bathroom, especially if you're in Boston. If people tell you to flush the toilet and you're in the bathroom, flush that toilet. Now, I don't understand why you sitting in the toilet and it's such a big deal for you to flush it. Like, they stab you up for over any fucking thing. Like, get out of here. I would have never thought in a million years I'll be in the stall in the bathroom and someone tells me you better flush that. And I will be like, okay. And you're checking and you're going to stab me? The fuck wrong with you, bitch? You got some issues going on in your own home? Are they not flushing the toilet in your house? Is this really what that's about? The problem with voting is gerrymandering. Oh, you know about gerrymandering? See, there's a lot of topics I want to do small videos on. Crypto being one, crypto and Bitcoin, and gerrymandering, how that's going to be the biggest I think one of the biggest next issues of the next presidential election, simply because we're seeing it happening in a lot of different states, not only in Georgia, but in Ohio. You're also seeing it in Texas. They're pushing the line so that it covers significant amounts of people that supports their party. And a lot of times they're happening in districts where the control is under the Republican majority. And so now you have these maps when they're redrawn that this whole county supports the Republican Party or Republican base. And now that's a number added to their electoral college or their vote or even their local votes. It helps them even too. So I think gerrymandering is a very good topic that I think a lot of us need to be educated on, and we understand sort of the warning signs that our counties and our communities is beginning to be primed for a gerrymandering position. So I think that's definitely important to mention. Can you imagine if all Black Americans and brown people take a week of not working to see how this country will survive? Would it survive is the question. That's a very good question. You too, Miss Toby. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Ali, but never happens. Renee. That's disgusting. That's why I don't use public bathrooms. Gerrymandering is a hot, ain't it? Yes, Sassy, it is. Bitch, you getting stubbed for that. Yes, she getting dragged. She lost all the action while she was taking it yesterday. Oh my God. Stop. Gerrymandering is disguised as redistricting. Yes, it's really in CA, California, gerrymandering. Yeah, I think that's something we definitely need to talk about. A lot of people they hear it and don't think it affects them, or it's not anything that it doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna vote for who I want to vote for. Yeah, but collectively you'd like for your vote to represent your community, and if your community's votes have been divided down to half, and so that now you're the minority in a community where you used to be the majority, that's an issue. That's a huge issue. Hey, Stacy. Good morning, Stacy. All right, what else? Oh, girl. I meant baby. Okay. Whew. So this woman stabbed her disabled husband 140 times using a butcher knife and a meat cleaver. Now, let's get into this. Where y'all think this happened at? What state would y'all say y'all think this happened at? Of course, none other than Florida, West Palm Beach. So here's what initially happened. So the husband, 62, he had filed for divorce from his longtime wife in late December. And so apparently the stepson had came over to the house on February 11th, finding the father lying in a pool of blood that covered more than half of the kitchen floor with multiple stab wounds and lacerations on his body, according to the arrest affidavit. And so the autopsy revealed that he had been stabbed 140 times all over his body, and he had also had a skull fracture caused by a blow from a meat cleaver to the right rear of his head. A garbage can covered in blood had fallen near his feet, where police said they found bloodied cleaning tools. Damn. And in the bedroom, they discovered his 61-year-old wife with cuts on her hands and not saying a word. Police said cuts are common with offenders of stab wounds because of the blade of the weapon becomes slippery and the cutting instrument then slips and digs into the skin. So her pending divorce is now no longer an issue. The attorney says, I am out of words as to exactly how I am feeling. This did not need to happen. This could have been dealt with through the courts in the best possible way. And here's why she did it. She says one item of possible dispute, supposedly millions of dollars in real estate that under Florida law would have to be divided. She says she had just had a meeting outlining some of the terms with Burke's lawyer a week before the murder. That could be one of the reasons. Under Florida statute, whenever there are marital assets pursuant to the Florida law, those marital assets would need to be equitably divided between the parties, and certainly without getting too much into attorney-client privilege, the parties had substantial assets between themselves. So all of that because she didn't want to split the proceeds. So she thought maybe if I kill him, my disabled husband who was in a wheelchair, now mind you, he was in a wheelchair, he was not mobile at all, couldn't move. And the son was her son. That was his stepfather. So even your son recognized that, Mom, you done did something wrong. I'm calling the police. Cold fucking blooded. Florida, you got it. Florida. Florida, you got it. Don't come for my state. I'm just saying, is it the heat? Do you think it's the heat that sometimes make you just feel liberated? Because I feel like even when I like go on a vacation down south, you know, when I'm out in the air and the heat, I just be feeling like I just want to go do some shit, like go just do a cartwheel somewhere. Does it make you feel liberated, or I don't know, what is it? Oh hell no, Florida, damn Florida folks. She was getting too much sun. I'm telling you, we are all so interconnected for the heat. What is it? There's always something in the water. It is. It even dumps on spaceships. Y'all are crazy. Florida ain't no worse than the Bronx. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming through, V. She's so smart now. Neither will get anything, and she will be in prison for life. Okay, and her hands and wrists have been cut. I didn't know that when you like do it so much, you start cutting. So she laying in bed with cut wrists. Like you all crazy. I remember when the use of bath salts was reported in Florida. People were carnivores. Yeah, I remember the bath salts in Florida. I remember the bath salts, and they were calling them spices the other day. And I was like, "What spices?" And y'all said that's K2. I remember all that freaky shit. It's just like nothing normal. All right, so let's go to this other story, baby. So the 4-year-old Utah takes custody of a 4-year-old whose father told him to shoot at the cops. Can we get into this really, really quickly? Can we get into this? So this man, a 4-year-old boy whose father allegedly told him to shoot at cops in McDonald's drive-thru, was taken into child protective custody, police said Tuesday. This Tuesday, y'all. Like yesterday. The boy and his 3-year-old sister are now in state custody following the wild incident at the fast food chain in Midvale, Greater Salt Lake. The children had been in the car when their father, Sadat Shamil Johnson, became enraged over an incorrect order and pulled a gun. Johnson then allegedly instructed his son to shoot at police officers as he was being taken into custody by responding to cops after McDonald's workers called 911. And so the police officer says, I've been in law enforcement for 27 years and I've never seen anything like this. That's a 4-year-old even knows how to utilize a firearm and point it at an officer and pull the trigger is incredibly disturbing. Johnson's son, who was in the backseat at the time, fired the gun, but an officer managed to deflect the weapon as it went off, with the round getting lodged in an awning, police said. State social workers took custody of both youngsters from the scene. Johnson, who was originally from Georgia, remained held without bond Tuesday on felony child abuse and misdemeanor threat or use of a dangerous weapon charges. Online records show. It's unclear if he's hired an attorney or not. The officer who pushed the gun away when Johnson's son opened fire was burned on the arm. Wow. Utah child welfare workers had no prior contact with Johnson's family before Monday's incident. The man, whose Facebook profile indicates he's engaged, recently moved to Salt Lake City from Atlanta. Johnson's fiance is not the biological mother of his 2 children. We don't have much else at this point. Wow, y'all. Now that got me. That got me. That got me. That got me. He's 4. The baby is 4 years old. And before I even get into that, they said that this man's online record shows that he's already out on a felony from child abuse charges, right? And so then I'm paying more attention to this and I'm like, wow. So whether or not the child was wrong, we know that the child probably is under a lot of, allegedly, distress dealing with his father. I'm sure there's abuse there going on in that home. For a child to not be able to say, Dad, no, I don't want to do that, and have to do that, I just don't envision a child willingly taking a gun and then pointing it at an officer. I see there being some, no, are you playing, some, and you feeling okay, telling your son to do that speaks volumes to you. You don't need, I'm sorry, I hate saying this, but you don't need those kids. You don't need those kids. You've now traumatized your child. Who knows how he's going to look at law enforcement moving forward in the future? Who knows how he's going to be desensitized to the use of guns? Who knows what the brother sitting next to him is going to feel being in a situation like that in his life in the future? Traumatized? Did he piss on himself? Like, all of these things allude to being a traumatized individual moving forward in the future. And so it's just sickening. All of this because your fucking order was wrong at McDonald's. Yeah, you have an issue. Yeah, you've been abusing those kids. Yeah, you have been a reckless person probably all your life. And this is just, you can only go so long being a horrible fucking person, but before those signs eventually seep through the crack. And here's one of your signs that seep through the crack. You broke. McDonald's probably put cheese on your burger like they put cheese on my burger when I tell them no fucking cheese. And you snapped. And you snapped so badly that they had to call the police. And then the police come and you are still outraged to the point you get arrested in front of your kids and gives the child a gun and tells the child to shoot at the police as they are arresting you. Now, what would have happened if the 4-year-old shot the police officer and he was killed? Now now the news story would have been a 4-year-old black 4-year-old boy shoots and kills a police officer. That's all that would have been salacious. It wouldn't have been that he's in a home where he has traumatic experiences, where he has a fucking father who doesn't care about him, where he probably doesn't have any way to express himself emotionally. So he's just doing what his father tells him to do. They don't get that side of the story in the news. They get, he's a black boy shooting a gun. Look at that. Oh my God. And this happens a lot of times. A lot of these stories, a lot of the black men, black boys, catch themselves doing things that they don't want to do, that they, damn sure know is wrong. But unfortunately, the way we're raised, the environment that we come from, and sometimes our own fucking parents have taught us, have put us in positions and situations where it's okay. So we get out in the streets, you're just doing what you've done before. Thank God that they, social workers came in to intervene, you guys, because this intervention should have happened a long time ago, well before it got to this point. And I just wanted to hug the two boys. Like, come on, let's go to the fucking store and get y'all some damn toys. Y'all should be playing, learning, not arguing at some fucking McDonald's over some food. If you like me, bitch, you'll throw the bag back in the window and go somewhere else. I'm quick for, bitch, take this shit. What are you doing? I don't want this shit. I told you no cheese. I said that twice. I get up here and you got cheese. I get this is fast food, but slow the fuck down, and then move off. But it's too much. It was too much for me. Lord, that just pissed me off, didn't it? It's his father, and kids are programmed to listen and obey parents. Yep, it's parents that raise their kids how to use a hand weapon. Look it up, y'all. Will be shot. That's crazy, Stacy. Man, it's getting hard to tell the race of all these crimes nowadays because everybody bugging. Hey, Lamont. Is it Lamont? Hey, Lamont. Yeah, that was definitely a black individual and black boys. And so now they are in the system. They're in the system because of their parents. And the story clearly states that they have never been contacted or reached out by the social work system at all. And now, we have two boys now entering the system, not because, they didn't do good in school or they were fighting people in school or causing ruckus, but because their father put them in a position where, what's up, co-host? You ready? We almost done. That baby could have lost his life. I'm telling you, he could have lost his life. I know that, but what about a worst case scenario? That baby really could have lost his life. And now just imagine how much, counseling has to go on, to get him to understand that that was completely wrong, even though that was your father who told you to do it. Do you know how much counseling that takes? Because no one wants to believe that their father is wrong or they did something wrong. So that'll be another side of this too. One others, this story right here would have touched at my heart. So Uber driver was murdered and it was caught on her dash cam footage. let's get into this story right here, baby. So, a mother of four who was an Uber driver was found dead of a gunshot wound. So, Christy was found in Monroeville, Pennsylvania on February 12th, about a mile away from where her vehicle was in Pitcairn. According to Pitcairn police, her family reported her missing on February 11th when she didn't return home after taking several Uber fares the night before. So the criminal complaint states that she had a dash cam in her vehicle and that the man she picked up held a gun to the back of her head and told her to keep driving. So in the video, you can be hearing him say, heard her saying, "I'm begging you. I have 4 kids. Come on, I have a family." And the suspect, identified as Calvin Crew, okay, the suspect identified as Calvin Crew, whew, responded, "I have a family too. Do what I say and everything will be all right." And so the video then ends there. So Crew was later arrested and charged with criminal homicide, robbery, and tampering with evidence. And so they were able to later track her down because the Uber driver the guy she picked up, they were able to track her down based on how she picked up his ride. And he contacted the ride using his girlfriend's phone. And so they're now considering questioning the girlfriend as well as possibly being an accessory to this crime. Her gray dark Nissan Sentra was found on the same day her body was found, and the dash cam was found on February 16th, where Calvin Crew was dropped off. And so Calvin told the police he took the Uber from a woman who picked him up in a dark gray car and was dropped off at a location where he could retrieve his mail. He allegedly told detectives he returned home by bus. Crew was not seen on any surveillance cameras in that area. And so he was taken into custody on February 17th and is currently being held in county jail. It's unclear whether or not he has entered a plea deal or not. Can you imagine going to work as an Uber driver and then somebody in the back of the car pulls a gun out on your head? That's why I think it's so good to have them dash cams in your car. It's so important to have a damn dash cam. That baby Cologne, we were just talking about this yesterday. The father wasn't crap. No, he wasn't. I'm not agreeing at all. I'm seeing children know how to use a handgun. Another one for a Nissan. Yes. It's so sad. And the sad part about it is so many of us are, do what we got to do. And Uber being one of the most popular, free agent sort of, what do they call them? Contract work jobs. No one ever wants to think that one of the fares that they're picking up is going to be the last time they drive Uber. So I think having dash cams is important to have in your car. Yeah, he killed her, and she was the family of 4. She was pleading on the camera, telling him like, what's going on? Don't kill me. You should have some dash cams. You should even have as deterrents and stickers on the backs of your seats that says filming in progress. That sometimes is a deterrent to criminals because now they know my face is already on here. I can't do shit to you. That's why a lot of stores cameras be fucking broken. You go back and say, hey, you got footage of this broken, but they got signs up that say cameras in progress, camera filming, because that's a deterrent to a lot of people that may not want to be seen or not really prepared to, take on the crime that they're about to take on. So, and condolences to her and rest in peace and to her and her family. So it's so sad. It's really, really sad. Hey, Miles. Good morning, Miles. Good to see you. Hope we woke up on the right side of the bed this morning. You're not taking me to the second location, not going at all. Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's a sticky one. I've never driven for Uber or Lyft. I've never did that or anything like that. But even like where I live, they have something called hacks. So people stand outside and they put their hands out like this. They be doing like this or shake or whatever. They be shaking. And I guess you stop and if you're going the same direction, they'll get in the car with you, and then you're supposed to take them there. Even that, I question that. Like, what in the world? And when I first moved here, I was like, people really do that? I said, even with Uber, why don't they just order an Uber? They're like, well, people don't have that kind of money. It's not that easy. So hell no, you're not getting in my car. That is not gonna work for me. I don't get it. I don't order a hack, or I'm not gonna be no hack. It's just not. It's not conducive to safety for me. So shout out, condolences to her. And then do I want to even talk about Myron Pope? I don't know if you guys heard about Myron Pope, but he is the the vice president at University of Alabama, and he's just been caught up in a prostitution sting. And it's just so funny because 22 other men were caught in this prostitution sting, range all kind of professionalism. This man's career is literally over. The school has issued his resignation statement. I didn't really want to talk about it because I didn't want to bring bring a black man down. So I don't really have his story cropped out to show you all. But I thought it was interesting how he a cute guy too. I mean, he's a very attractive professional black man, and how all of a sudden now his career is gone down the drain, all because so but other than that, that's sort of all of the stories I wanted to get into today. I stay on the phone with my daughter when she's in an Uber. Okay. My son in love wanted to do Uber while my daughter was out of work due to high risk pregnancy. I told him I'd help pay half their mortgage just so he wouldn't have to. Oh, that's so nice of you. That's nice of you. Look at you. Even when she's on the bus. That's dope. Yeah, I turn my location on. A lot of times I'm doing either road trips or going to someone's house that's new, or going to like a kickback or something. I turn my location on because I'd be damned if I'm gonna be caught off guard. And I already don't trust people. I'd be going into situations like, now what the fuck what could you do to me that I'm not prepared for? So I always, approach stuff like that. I use them when I go to Safeway, but I know them, they're older men and they've been working there for years. What do you Oh, Uber. Oh, I got you. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's sweet. All right. Well, you all, that's all I have for this morning. Make sure you all hit the like button. I appreciate you all being here. I got about 8 minutes, so I'm gonna stick around for about 8 minutes. We can just kick the breeze. Again, I appreciate you all for being here. And something I've been trying to do is just that I don't understand. After I get off of here, I go straight into work or doing something else. But update my thumbnails so that they match some of the stories that we're talking about. The first part of this was learning how to go live and be down here talking with y'all and kicking the shit. And then the second part of it is, creating a show format. So, business, celebrity, politics, local crime and news. And then the last thing is learning how to market, put a thumbnail up, tag the video and do all that creative stuff. So that's the other side of this morning show that I'm trying to, work on. And it's just every time it's over with, and I go about my day. I don't necessarily think about a thumbnail. No, the times I've gotten to an Uber, I've always been ready to beat their ass at a moment's notice. Miles, oh my God, why? You just be ready. That's me at going when I go out the clubs and shit. Do you drop your link? Yes, I'm gonna do like the drop your link on Friday. And once we got a Black History Month and stuff like that on Fridays, when I have like, so on the Friday show, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna have like a co-host and I'm gonna drop a link also. And what I decided was, I was telling myself, I was watching another content creator, and I'm not gonna put his name out here because I don't want, God forbid you say he was watching them, they think you copying it. No, it's not that. But I was watching another content creator, and he did something I thought was very clever. And instead of him trying to reach out to a whole bunch of folks to come on and collab, he really engaged with his subscribers. And so his co-hosts be his subscribers. And I thought that was dope. And so I said, we talk a lot. We do a lot of talking here. We convert, we chit-chat about a lot of these different stories. So why would I be going out looking for people to come up here and have a talk about this stuff than you all? So Fridays, what I'm going to do is, before the show starts, I'm going to drop the link. whoever hit the link first, you know, we gonna do the show together. It's gonna be a whole thing. And so if you're like trying to start your own channel and you're just trying to get some practice on how to do this, I welcome you to come up here and do it with me. I'm gonna be very, very cautious. You know, I'm gonna have my overlays up just to make sure nobody's trying nothing. But you know, in addition to, you know, there's some folks I do have lined up that they have their own established channels and stuff like that. But I do want to have a subscriber who is just not on a YouTube chase. They're not, other than they just have commentary. And I think that's good. And plus, you know, I want to give you all the first right. I want to ask you all first before I start going out. You all make this channel pop. So I want you, you know, I want y'all support. I appreciate that. And on a happy story. That's what I'm gonna do. End on a happy story. That's a good element to add into it. You see my cards? That was something else. Y'all did this. Got me out here with cards. I couldn't believe that. Sent me a whole IG message that was like, you need this, you need that. And if you're gonna do this, then you need that. Told me that I need to have a background. Either I need to put my screen up or make my background look more suitable. I'm still working on that. I still got your note on that. I was like, oh wow, okay, excuse me. So I take it all in stride. I'm learning. I ain't on that great show. Thank you, Mildred. Thank you so much. I really be trying to find topics. And I think a combination of me finding topics that we both are mutually, you and I. So when I say you, I'm talking about you as the individual watcher, listening, replay gang. You and I find interesting. It builds the show because I'll start finding topics that are of that stature, you know, like local crime stories, celebrity news. We sort of talk about some of the same artists, and so we're building that sort of connection. Like, you know, eventually I wanted to come to a point where if we're talking about a certain artist, y'all know we about to talk about them next day. If they do something, y'all know, like, oh yeah, we about to talk about them. So it's all about building a connection with you all, and that's my goal. My goal is to do that. And I know you know, I got to be honest 100%. I know that you all have come from various channel holders, you know, and you all are very individual, you know, but you met me through other content creators. And if it hadn't been for them, you wouldn't have sort of known me as a content creator. And so I want to say, I appreciate you getting to know me as a content creator outside of any connections that I've had. That makes me feel good. It makes me feel really, really good about coming down here. I'm not shy. I'm not scared because I feel like you're coming here for me. You're not coming here because, oh, that's so-and-so who did what. You know, we ain't doing a run it back show. We ain't doing none of that. Y'all are literally here because shit, y'all be outside the beef and everything else. Y'all really be wanting to talk about some of this stuff. We really have some people down here who are logical, you know, who cares about what's going on in the community, you know, and for the shits, and you're with the shits. And so if I can help show that other side, you know, I feel like it allows me to be me, you know. So I appreciate that too. I'm telling you, I get really comfortable with this. I'll tell you this, I'm not driven by the views yet. I'm not driven. They don't make me or break me. But you want to know what really makes or break me or make me feel like, oh God, that was less than that, is the likes. I sometimes when I see likes higher on certain videos, I'll be like, damn, so what did we talk about in that video that was more, you know, or less? I do pay attention to them. Now as we're starting to do this more frequently, I do pay attention to them. I'm trying not to get into a habit where it bothers me, but it just is something that I'm starting to, you know, tune into. So let me go do something. Nurse Ratchet, spam, every morning, guys. See you in someone chat. I see you, spam. No, the driver's not Uber. One of them men was so funny. He just passed away a few years ago. Been driving for Safeway since I was a teenager. Oh, okay. No. I got you. I don't know them, but if I'm gonna be drinking, I'd rather do that than be irresponsible. Did I tell y'all they have something new here in this area? It's called Safer Ride. So it's literally a van with two men in it, a man and a woman. It could be two people in it. And if you call them, they have an app, and it's only local to Maryland right now as they test this out. But it's called Safer Ride. You can Google it or whatever. And they're supposed to come to your location, put you in your car, and then drive your car home. And follow the van, follow your car home. Now right now it's in Fredericksburg, Maryland, because of insurance reasons, they can't really expand it how they want it to. But I said, I wonder how this shit gonna work. How is that gonna work? That is a heavy cost. The cost associated with two people, a vehicle, and the insurance of the other person driving my car back home without getting into an accident. That's a hefty cost to be saving to help a impaired driver. So I'm wondering if they're going to be applying for any federal grants or something. But it's definitely interesting. I don't think I would take it. If the Uber driver don't look right, I'm not getting in. You sound like me when get the smells. That's nice, 2 to 5 minutes, because some of the subs, they talk too much. You so funny. All of mine have been cool, but looks can be deceiving. Tracy's World, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. After 5 minutes next. Hey there. Miss Margot, thank you. Great girl. Thank you, great girl. True, again, been working there for years. In fact, he's been driving me for fees. Yes, sir. And him getting his girlfriend, 73 years old. Thank you, Miles. I like coming in your chat because I want to learn more about RHOA, and you make me laugh. Thank you, Tracy. I hit the link on both. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link. The likes, they just forget or don't care to get a like, but I'm not sure as a merit on the quality of the show at this stage. Right, Sassy? And that's what I'm saying. So that I don't know why I be looking at them, but I do. It be the likes. The views I always say is gonna definitely fall because somebody can go live when you're live. It could be more topics. Some people could not, but I always say that the likes are always reflective of your core group that came and watched you. You know what I'm saying? So I always am like, okay, because you can only give one like, but you can watch the video 13, 14, 15, 16 times. You know what I'm saying? So I always look at that like, so it was X amount of individual people that watched the video and liked the video. I sometimes look at that too. So asininical. Me too, I'm in DC. Better to drink at home. What's a mad? Yes, that's what it is. It's a MAD initiative. That's exactly what it is. And that's why I said for MAD, that has to be very expensive. That has to be very, very expensive because that's not an easy, cheap thing. You know how many people would love to do that? I'm like, wow, that's a good ass service. I would drive myself somewhere. Oh, I'm just gonna call them. They're gonna take me in a car home. Yeah, that you might can charge a good $50 to $100 for a service like that, flat fee. If not, if they looking crazy, looking like they need to take their medicine, I cancel. Well, I do the worst. When I'm in an Uber and I start, you know how they tell you to rate them and leave a comment? I do it right while I'm in the Uber right there. Like if I'm not feeling something, I do it right there. I put the comments right there. I put everything there. I try my hardest to give good comments because I understand that this is people's jobs. But sometimes people just blow me when they take a route that's not the route on the Uber map and it ends up being the longest route ever. You'd be like, well, where you going? I always be like, sir, where are you going? I literally work down the street. You don't went way back around the corner. Oh, it's traffic. No, it ain't. I be getting mad. I could have walked for this. But good morning. And thank you for your comment yesterday. I'm glad you sort of got me thinking like, yeah, I agree. I should have, held off on that. So I appreciate that. Oh my. All right, y'all. My baby's getting up. I'm coming. My baby's getting up. I'm about to get out of here. You all have a great day. I hope you found something in any of our topics of interest that you can go and share out into the world. I'm going to put the organization National Black Deaf Advocate Association. I think it's definitely a great organization to get behind. Again, we donated $50 to them, specifically their collegiate program. And then I will see you all again on Friday. Yeah. Deuces.
Dark side.
Wait, whose birthday is it? It's your birthday? Is it your birthday? No, you know I can't sing. You want me to mess up everybody's day? You have a great day too. You have a great day. You too. Is it your birthday, Uma? I'll put something on the community wall. I'm not finna mess up everybody's day by singing a horrible song. Is it your birthday? All right, y'all. Y'all get out.
Dark side, light this bitch up.
You ready?